going to be something else to stop. So we'll have to see what he can do. I mean, I'm so excited for this because I think Sentinels will go for that operator, which means Faze is either going to have to work around that with utility and still just play their game, or they're going to change it up and we're going to see a different Faze here on attack that works those angles. We've seen them up before. They're not bad at it. And we just get an up for up game where people get picked off, you get a little more sweaty play, and we're hitting sites with only a few members on each team.
Faze on the attack, posted up towards A, on the pistol here, and you already see Sentinels take some of that space away. Look at how far up TenZ has gotten across the middle of the map. A bit more timid early on from Faze as they start to push forward. Now they've gotten to the bracket spot, and this is normally where things get hot. Zoms, however, stuffs it. He's already got 3. The paranoia is there as well. A great response. Woo! As things very quickly, Rave, as soon as they started, they come to a screeching halt. Marv left alone.
Faze going with the aggression to start it off. Sentinels already had 3 to the, I should say 2 to the site. Drone up mid, coming up with TenZ immediately. TenZ, like I said, loves pushing on those pistol rounds, so he was almost around A, coming around the flank. You can see on the mini map as this fight was going down, and you had Sick over there on the Sage getting, or not Sick, sorry, we had the Sage over there on B, getting prepared to slow anything and just back off for utility if they were getting pushed. So great first round. You know, those can decide a lot in Valorant with it being that 12-round half, so we'll have to see what they can continue to do here. Sentinels up 1.
Looks like a bit of a deja vu, a little rinse and repeat. You see both Sentinels and Faze are playing a very similar look. They're going to full send A, and again, it's Zoms who's there to get 1, and he gets a 2nd. I mean, it's like we're watching the same round rip.
Yeah, without a push this time, a little more respect on what could be happening around the map, but look at how the transition here comes over now for Dapper. He takes the mid, he makes sure nobody can rotate out. The push comes through, Sick here's the reload, a 3K for him. And as it should be, the round gets cleaned up for Shazam and Squad on Sentinels as it was a bit of an eco. Here, let's see what Faze will have coming out with the Vandals and Phantoms this time. 4,900 there for Shazam. Looks like he will be able to purchase the Operator as they go through the money roll. And we'll see where he decides to start working this first. Looks like it will possibly be a high A pick from Nest, and then he'll move over mid or just kind of back up to the catwalk behind him.
And Rave, he's going to get a chance at making that bad boy sing right off the bat. You see Faze once again going to A. They're going to smoke out the middle. Shot already out for 1. Drops down. Not connecting on the first shot, but repositioning for the second. And if you're Faze here, understanding there's an operator on the other side, man, that peak shot's just so good with it.
He went to peek again, but seeing Spike was down, that's a lot of pressure. They're going to back up. And now Spike having to be recovered. TenZ wants to work off of this. Easy dismiss for him. And it looks like they're feeling pretty good again, Doug.
And he gets the pick too, right? And that's what we were talking about earlier, where TenZ just kind of takes over, right? And it's so difficult to deal with something like that. But now we see here, Faze, they're down 1, but they still have some options. They still have a little more than 50 seconds on the clock. But will they decide to continue to push in, knowing there's an operator here? From Shazam, there he is. Info grabbed. Great swing by Zoms at the same time. He's going to continue to push the matter, and TenZ does at the same time a bracket. As members of Faze continue to drop, Rocket's left alone in a 1v4. You can pack this bad boy up and send it away.
Whoa. Felt the wind on that hop shot as it came through the wall, hit with a little debris there. Sick grabs 1 on the Phantom, taking down Raucus, and it seems like, you know, the way that Faze has played on Icebox is towards the angles of A. They feel like those work towards them, they hold them a little better, they get the model, if you will, where you're farther away, and their peaks are confident, but Sentinel seems to be able to close it down. It doesn't matter if Faze is droning in right now. And Faze has been hitting these sites fast, it seems. They have no Sentinel to stay back and make sure that there's no flank, no Cypher, no Killjoy. So a lot of these are all done by where the team is. Now we'll get Faze split out for round 4 here. Sheriff's around as they try to get some laser shots. TenZ is going to start off on Zachary, though.
Now, there are a couple of Sheriffs, so 4 Sheriffs remaining on the side of Faze, but Riv, when you're in a situation like this, just continuing to drop, when you're in a situation like this, where you've got, man, Dapper just took so much space away. How much impact does something like this have on the first half, where you win the pistol, you win the following round, and then you win the bonus as well.
I mean, a lot of times this will help you win the rounds coming in for defense. And this is good because it's Icebox can be a very swing momentum map, right? If you're able to get in A and instantly choke out the other team, you basically own that. It's as hard as it is to post plant retake as it is taking it. But Sentinels aren't letting that happen. They're coming up huge. So to set this buffer up right now allows them to be much more free on the second half. Also, the operator in Shazam's hands just seems to have them at such a comfortable level. They're not having to over-rotate. They can comfortably push, find what space they can take that gives them the intel, and back up, or just adding the pressure by being there.
All right, now keep an eye on Corey here. He's got a rifle and he's got a showstopper. We know how fast they like to play, but speaking of playing fast, Shazam pushing all the way up. Already a very aggressive spot with the operator.
Shazam here in that drone, wanted to back off a bit. Gets the team to shoot that out for him. Oh, he's in a tricky spot. This is going to be a hit and run for him if he tries to get there. Easily taken out if they start to rush you. And we're seeing Faze with a bit of hesitation now. Not as quick as they usually are. Maybe grabbing that util, rightfully so, and then waiting for Corey to be able to get that showstopper once they can identify what they're working with. That dart hitting the ceiling.
I like this from Faze. Riv, and this is where we see the IQ behind the Smeek cut noise. Right? Like, just totally go dead silent, make them think twice about where you might be playing, and then you go with the showstopper. Corey launches it out, doesn't get one. The pressure has to continue, right? They have to continue to move forward. And Zoms again, Riv just continues to hold them back. He's unfazed by what's being thrown his way. Dapper's getting in on it as well. Numbers advantage continuing to pile in favor of Sentinels as it's a firing squad on the A site. Sentinels continue to tick.
Sentinels just have Faze's number there. We saw that Zoms was posted up, got Marved as Marv. You could see Marv trying to throw the wall out at the moment so they could get a plant down in that corner of the site that leaves open. But he gets shot in the face. Zoms stays there. The rest of the team starts flooding in. Zoms shoots someone else in the face. He's so good at grabbing those multiple kills from the same position. It's the timing he puts in between his peaks would make anyone think, I have to check a different spot. This guy's move. And then Zoms takes over the spot again. Now, Zoms Nation's going to be happy about these rounds coming in here at the protection of the A site. But here we go, Doug. They're going to switch it up towards B.
And I mean, it's the right time for something like this, right? If you've been conditioning them that you want to go away, find yourself on a pistol, nothing's really working, go ahead and spice things up a bit. The interesting thing is we just saw Baby Bay get the Blade Storm from the Ult Orb. So now we've got something cooking. Corey also has a rifle dropped off from Dapper after losing an initial gunfight. So now it's not gun advantage, but FaZe is certainly better off than they were just a few seconds ago.
Baby Bay being a rat right now. But yeah, they have to change it up, right? The lurk has been coming in from Sentinel, so it's good for Baby Bay to look for that precedent now. He may be able to find something off the mid-rotation here. And it could be seeing Zoms in just a moment. The B hit's going to take in. Corey goes high there, and not many people could help him out with the amount of smokes coming in, so a little disjointed as TenZ. Picks up the first one.
And then keep an eye on Baby Bay. We mentioned him earlier, starting to work across the middle of the map. Zoms might be the first to get contact. That's a big kill. Blade Storm offline. Raucous trades things back down to a 3v3. The spike has not made its way onto the site. The wall was up. They made an attempt, but that's about as far as they got. Now with 20 seconds left, you don't really have time to flip things, so you've got to commit. And Shaw can just tee off on him there. TenZ gets one as well. Raucous left alone. He doesn't have the spike. He has a Hunter's Fury, but he's running out of time as well here.
Raucous, he's the one to be able to do it. Not enough time to plant. Oh, they hit on him. He still gets the 300. And it looks like that's what he's going to focus on here. So it looks bad for FaZe. 6-0 is definitely a scoreline you start to worry about, but it's also a chance for the map to turn around. Let's look at what FaZe can do. Ult's coming up here from the shadows. You have a res. Corey and Baby Bay just kind of went out with theirs going down without much return. But you also have the Hunter's Fury. So if you can get to that position again they just had and do it in the FaZe way, because again Dapper is slowing at B or he's somehow at A slowing there as well, you have all of that post plant possible. And we know FaZe can set up quite quick. They just have not been getting the post plant done.
aggro again by Shazam as he takes space away with the operator. I think another thing quickly to note, Baby Bay has publicly said they moved away from using the operator on attack. He's bringing it into this round. They've already lost Zachary.
Let's go.
Numbers advantage in favor of Sentinels, and it just continues to get worse. I mean, Riv just like a methodical dissecting. Baby Bay with that op trades one back.
Shazam still has his operator. Looking in the back of A as he trades with Baby Bay there. The shot goes off and they try to find him with the Hunter's Fury. Raucus opens up. He unfortunately does not find anything. So an ultimate going down there for Faze. 50 seconds left on this round. And Marv could be the play here if he can move around far enough.
Yeah, it's all noise, Riv. The Hunter's Fury, the jiggle peek onto Shazam to make him think it's there. That's where they think the hit is. Look at how they're posted up on A. Right? They have to respect what they've seen. And
they
that's
can't
why
wait
they
for
can't
too
walk
much,
away.
though, Doug.
Yeah, you're right.
They got to be happy with what they have right now, the space they've taken.
Left.
And you already see the remaining members of Faze pull off. They're going to rotate to B. Marv is already there. He should be able to get the spike down. The thing for Sentinels is they have 3 ults, right? They have full rifles, and they should be able to approach this together. There's the first one. Sick with the Hunter's Fury. Not going to tag anything up.
Right here.
Are they going to split this? A little help there from Shazam. Now they're going to go 2 and 2.
Oh boy.
Into the kitchen goes 2. That's a good trade going for Faze's side here. It's going to be the 2v2 though, as they have post plant. The spike is down, so that's what Sentinels have to worry about as well. TenZ able to find Raucus in the open. And now the 2v1.
Marv left alone. Spike continues to tick away, but TenZ again goes huge. And look, Riv, that looked dicey for a moment, right? You see Baby Bay getting a couple of picks, making things look interesting. But again, Sentinels just continue to answer the call. They had the numbers advantage. They retake the site beautifully. Very well played.
Sentinels being able to pick up those frags from a decent distance before even having to commit to the site there. Faze getting a little antsy in the situation. As these rounds come up, you can see Raucus trying to move his position. So on it, just timing on that one. And I think with obviously Raucus falls, goes down, Marv is kind of like, well, we were playing off a contact situation, so Marv is out. So unfortunate there how Sentinels came in. Faze does not seem to be able to gain too much ground right now. They are going to be back on a bit of a bye here, and we'll see what they can do. Baby Bay looks to be focusing an orb. You can see the classic in his hands, and they'll be grabbing that ultimate for him.
But again, I think the question will be, with that in the hands of Baby Bay, what can he do with it?
Hopefully a lot. Yeah, they have to start making an impact here. Like I said, they're undefeated coming into this, and Icebox is one of the maps they can feel comfortable on and close the gaps, make it hurt for the other team. Get a padding of rounds. Here they're working against that. We haven't seen Faze work from behind in quite a while, Doug. This one starts off with Shazam and Corey trading it back and forth.
Shazam continuing to be automatic. Look at how Zoms is playing back on A, ensuring that there are no shenanigans or late pushes onto the site. But that should open things up for Faze, but of course, Shazam again continues to pick them apart. Now they're going to pull off, but I mean, Corey's taken some of the middle of the map, but they don't really know what's happening elsewhere.
And it's starting to be that operator, the textbook, how to battle aggression, fast peaks, wide peaks, operator. Zoms, it's like, you know what, I do it with the Vandal anyways, is there's another 3K for Shazam. Just Raucus left to see what he can do here.
Now, Riv, when you started this match, I asked you a question, and I said, hey, Riv, how do you stop an aggressive team? What do you do? And you said, you op, baby. You op all day. Shazam doesn't seem like he's missing right now with the op.
And that sends a message even more, because you second guess your peaks. You jiggle peek even more, setting up Shazam, and he's not in a mode to fire on the jiggle peek, the jump peek. He'll hold. His shot is on right now, and his reaction time, as I can't word, his reaction time is so quick that he's just waiting. He knows when the right shot is going to be. So you first have to find where Shazam is. That's Faze's first goal. Avoid that situation or blast it to all hell with every bit of utility you have, which is already is still honestly a risky investment because all he does is dash away.
Right.
As soon as he hears the beep, 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 and a few things coming his way, Shazam's out of there. He's smarter than that. So you just got to find where he is, figure out how to play around it, and hopefully you don't find TenZ right now either, because he's popping off. Zoms is popping off. So I don't know. You know what? I don't have a good answer for you right now.
So here's a little something interesting. Faze on a pistol, but they intentionally prioritize Marv getting the Vandal. So you can tell they want to try to create a little havoc and get a couple of kills, potentially get a res online, or at least get it online faster than they normally would otherwise. So far, hasn't panned out. You see him playing across the middle of the map, making sure nobody's pushing their way in while they try to get some space on A.
This push from Dapper, saying, nope, we know you're on a save. You are not going to grab this orb that easy. You're fighting for it. So he creates a ton of pressure down long B. Spike is dropped here, so Faze does want to source out what's going on. They're now thinking about, okay, we need to start at least doing econ damage. We need to start doing X, get ourselves forward, start gaining ground, play a little more intel game instead of the Smeeg game. So we may see Faze changing it up here from that style that's gotten them so far in VCT.
There
it is.
The way into the belly of the beast. That Vandal singing early on. He's going to get one kill. The wall's going to go up. That means A is the hit. Keep an eye on Baby Bay on the other side of the map. Meanwhile, Faze have gotten onto the site. Rockets should be able to get the spike down entirely uncontested. Meanwhile, Sentinels walk in and go, oh, we have to wait this wall out. Again, Baby Bay, Riv.
Moving around. He'll have the flank for a moment. Nobody's looking just yet. How long does he hold? I think he's the info grabber for now. He's like, hey, all in sight. Corey's able to drop Dapper. What an eco coming in for Faze. Wow. The Thrifty. And they switch it up completely. The slow walk, noise is cut. They obviously know Dapper's pushed up a bit, playing the orb to stop the eco round from being a good return with ultimates being grabbed everywhere. And they just have Marv walk mid. And you pointed it out, Doug. Marv was focused with that Vandal on that save. And he came up huge to drop Zoms first, who had a big impact every round here from Catwalk A.
Right, so they took the space away. They were able to crack that thing open, and then it was the wall, right? Like the wall cutting off that early rotation to get onto A really allowed Faze a bit of room to breathe onto the site. Now they're back on guns. Baby Bay once again with the operator, looking down B long. Not going to get challenged by anyone quite yet. As Shazam in the forecast, looking like he's going to get a bit more action than Baby Bay is.
So let's see how Sentinels plays this one, because this is the first time we're seeing Faze actually split it up. The drone did see Zachary, but he's going to try to play to the left side of that now and fake out what Sick was seeing. Love this play by Faze. They're really starting to toy with what that rotation window might look like from Sentinels here. And right now, Sentinels does have a bit of a stack towards A. Obviously, we see Sick play underneath that tunnel real quick. But what a positioning so far by the team to grab so much ground already and start making Sentinels think a bit different of what may be coming each round.
Yep. Faze really subscribing to the slow and steady, wins the race this time around. The last two rounds, while the last one was successful, still left to be determined on this one. It's a totally different approach. For playing this game. They're just going to paranoia in. They're going to go up across the middle. And Faze is expecting it. Rock is good for 3. The showstopper as well. Just leaves Dapper alone in a 1v4. The thing is, Faze has a couple of members that are weak, so it's possible. But the spike continues to tick away. There's really not enough there. You see Baby Bay with the operator training that out. Try to give him a little fake. Not biting on anything.
Love it.
Dapper has lost this round. So for Faze, Riv, that's twice now, right? Slow things down, change the game, and so far they're 2 for 2 on this approach.
And that read was something else. To have a few right there in mid, knowing it was going to be a pretty decent flank from Sentinels instead of 2 under and 3 snowmen. They called such a good flank coming in there. Look at Raucus here. Taking him down. You see the showstopper come through as well. Thank you very much from Corey. That was such a good read from Faze.
It was excellent. And again, it wasn't just the slow, right? It was the quietly work your way onto B and then expect, right? Read where Sentinels are going to play back, where they're going to try to fight back, have that covered. Very well played. Operator once again in the hands of Baby Bay, along with Shazam. He also has that Blade Storm in tow, and it seems like very similar to what we've seen out of Faze the last couple of rounds early on.
Yep. Okay, I'm interested to see that. I was gonna say, where's Marv compared to Baby Bay here? Because they do have the res. Okay, now he starts going over to him, say, hey, I may need that. Corey looks like he's gonna need that res to start. TenZ starts off the round well. And you can see they're running in there to see if they can get this back. Raucous holding that defensive forward position, and the res is up.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so one of the things that really impressed me from Sentinels against 100 Thieves was how quick they were willing to flip the map. Right, on defense, they see something, and they're quick to the trigger, right?
Yeah.
Look at how they got that pick. You already saw them rotate over to B. Meanwhile, Faze cut noise. It just looks like they're going to be a bit slower to the play. Oh, what a shot from Corey.
That's what Faze needs. Shazam has been hitting those left and right. Dapper tries to trade it back, and he does get the best of Corey. It looks like it's going to be that B take as the walls start going up.
There you go, Baby Bay dashing onto the site. The paranoia comes out. Meanwhile, there's a fight happening on A as well as chaos ensues on the site. Dapper pushing his way through the smoke. TenZ good for 3. Faze fall apart. Sentinels get to 9.
Last round in the half.
A fight with the B take, all the mind games going on right now. They knew that. I think they knew they were toying with each other due to like recent utility, or maybe some sound made there. But Zom's able to get the better of Sick. I'm sorry, Raucous. I just keep looking back and forth to teams, but 9-2. Last round of our first half here. Doug, it has been quite a game coming in from Sentinels. Faze getting some very much needed rounds here on the splits they've been able to do to Sentinels as they work the rounds a little slower than usual. Here it looks like they're going to test B to start, and there's that ever so tried and true slow and stop on the orb from Dapper.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different look here, though, because this is far more intentional from Faze on where they want to go. They're going to invest the Hunter's Fury out of Raucous. Marv is going to be the tip of the spear as he takes out Dapper, but Baby Bay as well. Riv, this is way more effective than what we've seen out of them in the past.
Yep, using that choke to be able to get your Hunter's Fury down. Faze moving forward. Baby Bay feeling a lot more confident here. We're adding a touch of Smeek to the strats now. And it looks like they really want to grab this round. 3 rounds will incredibly help the team if they are to lose pistol on the next half. You have a little room to work with. It never feels good, but it can definitely make the difference in Valorant. There's a touch on the spike, Dog. This is going to be it.
Bladestorm, oh, it's good. Rocket trades it out. A 1v2 for Zom. Zom's fault. Faze, they adapt.
That's huge.
They adapt at the last... I mean, it couldn't have come any later, but they adapt enough to get the last 3 rounds of the half, and that's a big response, like you said.
So let's see what happens coming in here. Now defensive side coming in for Faze. Great hold on A over and over from Sentinels as Faze started to find their groove when they got Sentinels in that rotation window, as I say. Here, calling this one out was perfect, and I think it's the first time we really saw Faze able to kind of stop one of those retakes if Sentinels had to. As I said before, Sentinels didn't have to play retake much. They were just holding the site. Let's see how it switches here coming into the second half, Doug. It's going to be tough for Faze.
Yeah, you don't see much posted up as far as early aggression coming out of Faze. No cheeky paranoia into a dash or anything like that. They are going to quietly take some space away, slowly but surely. You see them posture up towards the middle of the map. A TenZ on the Reyna. Reynas can be so devastating on pistols, Riv.
Yeah. Remember, I noted TenZ with the Frenzy getting the 4K last time. They decided to go Ghost on this one. Feeling a little more confident to take the shots from long. And it does look like they're deathballing, which is at long range going to be much more effective with the Ghost than trying to pick somebody off with a Frenzy. And you can't scope in with it. Pushes here, Dog, and TenZ getting aggressive.
I mean, that's textbook TenZ right there, right? You see them shooting the wall down, and then you tee up. Get ready to go ahead and hit him with the sucker punch right in the jaw. Exactly what he does. Pushes his way through. Gets Sentinel, and then look at the remaining members of Baby Bay, though. A little swagger, a little spice. Corey getting one as well. It's a 3v3, but the thing is, the members of Faze are so weak, right? Corey's alone. A great response from Sentinels. They take the site, they take what they want, and they get the round win.
Oh, that combination of utility by Faze was so chef's kiss. The nade comes around, the distraction of the nade displacing Sentinels is when Baby Bay flew onto yellow. But it was all groundwork coming in from Sentinels. They were able to find those frags within the smokes. Love to see that though from Faze. That's textbook Faze if you were looking for that. Just diving in, great utility usage and playing off these all-star plays. That was awesome to see. Sentinels, however, though, still have their number, and they have come to play today. 10-3, Doug. We're going into round 14 here. Looks like another B hit to start.
Pistols across the board for Faze. Meanwhile, TenZ has a Bulldog, a couple of SMGs scattered in there on the side of Sentinels. And as you said, Riv, it looks like it's going to be B again. Now, I like the patience from Zoms, making sure really Baby Bay isn't on the flank as Dapper gets the spike down.
Shazam, oh my god! Shazam just feeling it right now in a vibe. TenZ is going to answer. Corey, he says, I can do that as well. Beautiful sheriff shot from him as he steps forward to look for another one. Fearless looks to get another, and he just misses on that.
You know, Faze are known for being the ones who thrive in the chaos, right? Like,
absolutely.
You've got your entrances, you've got your utility stacks, and then you look at certain members of Faze and you say, all right, you got to be a gamer here, right? Like, you just got to do it, whatever it looks like, and that's where they shine in the chaos. But here we see, and a couple of times this map, Riv, Sentinels are the ones owning that space.
Here.
They're doing a great job of not letting Faze play their game. I mean, maybe Faze came in trying to play a different game today, and Sentinels was still ready for that. There's a part of us that it continues to talk about Shazam and how he kind of dissects his opponents. And in the way he does it isn't just to say they do X on round 6. He's able to figure out, due to the precedent of how the flow of the game is going, when that strat might occur, which makes him so effective as we start off quick with 2 and another B hit, Doug.
Garv is anchoring things down so beautifully. Of course, as I say that, he drops, but he's dealt a significant amount of damage as he took 2 away. And that buys time for members of Faze to rotate over. Now Sick is left alone. He taps, he swings, gets 3, drops things down to a 1v1. Baby Bay spotted him. Well, Baby Bay just, ate that bullet right in the jaw. Just another 26 health here. That's going to give the advantage. That's going to give the space to Sick. And he's going to have the Hunter's Fury Rib, so he can play off here. And if he chooses to use it in a position where he feels like he has no choice, great. But the advantage that he has right now is so big that he could really forego it. Baby Bay, how do you choose to play this out? Slowly.
Baby Bay has full util, and he only has 5 bullets. This could actually be the situation where it doesn't go right. Great job by Sick to play it slow. The Red Bull clutch 4K, and he unloads a frenzy of ghosts.
So again, those are moments, Riv, where against all conventional wisdom, right? You've seen Faze in moments like that, and you go, well, this round is chalked. And then they do something that works out, right? Like they pull it off, but it doesn't seem like today they're able to convert on those moments that they historically do.
Into the unknown.
That is true. We have seen a few things kind of falling to the wayside that usually, even in the situations where Baby Bay is up with the daggers, we always see these frags left and right, and you're surprised to see, that off coming first. It's usually him dashing forward once again to get even more now in a sticky situation, Doug, and he goes down, but Zachary trades that quick kill.
He's down. Members of Faze starting to rotate over. Zachary's still in a great spot, but TenZ turns around.
No charges.
Takes care of him. A numbers advantage still in favor of Sentinels. As they mull over how they want to play this, they've made a considerable amount of noise B. They did
the info Zoms is getting
damage too. Yeah, you're right. He's just going to mosey his way up towards A. But the thing is, how quickly do they act on that, right? Because Faze, understanding this, can easily flip back.
And showing that right there, Sick kind of makes everybody stay that was at B. Within 15 seconds, you'll start to reconsider what's going on. There's a rotation already from Corey.
Sentinels here being very cautious, right? Being very careful about how they take the site, checking every single angle. Spike is going to go down. The thing for Faze is you've got a retake attempt coming from a couple of different angles. So for Sentinels, you have to weather that storm in a couple of different spots.
Yeah.
But again, there's a notable amount of gun advantage. Corey just with the Bulldog with that first pick going in favor of Marv already. Oh, and a second one as well onto TenZ. Paranoia comes out. Raucous is on the flank. That's what I was talking about. Pinching in from different spots is so difficult to deal with. Zombs not able to get the second. Corey takes care of them. They're going to get the defuse, and they're going to get to 4.
Keep themselves alive here on the first map. Faze is picked too. Feeling good like they would be, or feeling like they would be good on Icebox. They're going to be able to work with some ultimates coming in here next round in the Showstopper and the Hunter's Fury. And we'll see if the Blade Storm gives them any trouble. Zombs is close to being on deck to that from the shadows, which could be big info, but same for Zachary. And we'll see how they focus all Torbs coming into round 17.
Rifles across the board for both teams. Shazam being the one exception with the Blade Storm as they stack up towards A again. And much like we've seen most of the rounds, we're not seeing this this early aggression and taking space away from Faze down B long or the middle of the map. They're really playing back.
Yeah. Trying to get those shots on. It's tough against Sentinels right now. Raucous wants to open up, doing a little bit of damage, feels good. Both teams have Sage though, so that gets nullified pretty fast. And we'll see how much they push up. Again, Sentinels don't have a Sentinel on the team either that's going to allow them to have traps, to have the Killjoy bot. So they have to be a little bit more careful as well, same as we said for Faze, and that makes the slower strats be a little bit more scary.
And you see how Sentinels kind of forced to respect the flank, right? After time has gone on, they step back, make sure there's nothing going on. Shazam does get given away. Baby Bay making that sting, and as soon as that res comes out, they follow. But Corey responds with a showstopper of his own as he continues to dance around the site. The paranoia is going to come out from Sentinels, as they try to get onto the site. Wall goes up. Corey has to back up. And Sick drops. That's a big kill. Numbers advantage in favor of Faze. Corey's weak, though. Dapper with an excellent response. A 2v2. Zombs just doesn't have any armor, and Dapper's going to drop as well. Zombs left alone in a 1v2. Drops it down to a 1v1. Zombs in a position here to put Faze away, but Zachary goes up top and drops him down.
The audacity! All I hear is Indiana Jones music every time that happens. Zachary with the play. Special Ops Zachary coming in. Omen diff on the round that matters. Oh my word, Doug. Those are the plays you love to see coming into upper bracket finals here. 20 seconds before they're getting into this one again. We'll see what Sentinels decides to do. They may be a bit back and forth on dropping weapons here to others on the team. As they've kind of, been running these through. This is our last one. We're going to get it. They're obviously still playing smart, but now they've gotten a little bit of econ trouble to work with, and that may be a good graces for Faze.
Rifle in the hands of TenZ and Zombs, and TenZ being very TenZ as he takes the middle of the map, tries to work his way up tube, realizing there's a giant ice wall there that's going to be impeding any progress. So for now, bit of a default look as teams try to feel each other out, see what they can get cooking.
Let's see if they're actually going to peek this. I don't think Faze will. A little play by TenZ here. You can see him and Dapper just waiting to see if they'll be antsy enough to peek down. So real slow play by Sentinels, making sure that nobody pushes up around their sides and grabs too much information. Faze doing a good job, though, of holding a bit more forward angle on A. You can see Corey pushed up just the pipes there, seeing if he can hear anything, which is also big. You get distance, you can also hear some footsteps or sounds back, spike being dropped. So any position you can gain is good. TenZ opening up again as he's able to walk up through mid.
Middle of the map has been exposed. Corey with an excellent response. The spike still hasn't made it down, and that's the problem here with the split effort, is that things go sideways. The spike's in a situation where it's really hard to get to, but it's just down to Baby Bay. Excellent response from Zombs, from Sentinels, as Baby Bay tries to keep the map alive. He doesn't have Blade Storm.
Yeah.
He does have, he has a Phantom, so he's got a chance here, but this has to be, I talked earlier about how when there are moments where you need him to just be a gamer. This is it. Baby Bay, good for one. Dashing forward, looking to get, I love that fake.
They're both on the same side. All right, they're splitting up to get the contact fire here. This is a little better.
Oh, the tension. Maybe just on the swing. The timing's not there. TenZ takes him out. Third one on the round. 13-5 on Icebox. What a statement by Sentinels.